Are you so stressed out by your business that you can't even think straight? You don't even know what to do next. I don't know if I should find a mentor, read a book, run away from it all because the stress and the demand on you is just killing you. If that's the case, I am here to help fix that with you. I am Megan Hovey, founder and CEO of Hovey & Co., and I have walked this journey before and have ways to help you go from struggling and stressing to thriving in your business ownership. Let's get into it. I will never forget this day. I was in the shower. It was an Easter Sunday, and I had a moment where I thought, man, I am so stressed. I am so busy. I just can't even breathe. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Wait a second. 1 year ago today, I felt the same way. I was pregnant. I was trying to hire people and train them in order to be able to take like a few weeks off for maternity leave. And I thought, if you were that stressed then, how can you possibly be even more stressed now, a year later? If you had that much demand on you and that much going on, how can you be more stressed? And it was just a moment where I hit a wall and realized something is not working, and it must be me. It must not be that everyone out there is demanding too much of me. It must not be that the type of work I do is just too strenuous to have a normal life. It must not be that someone in my family or my working situation is doing something wrong. It has to be me. Another thing that clicked for me is I had watched a family member do that growing up, and she just ran herself ragged and always felt like, I'm too busy, I just have too much on my plate, my job is just too stressful. And I learned, by osmosis, like unconsciously, I learned that behavior. And I realized, okay, this is just what I will do the rest of my life. I will miss out on, being present to my family. I will miss out on what I want to do personally. I won't grow and develop as a person. I will just be in this working hamster wheel for the rest of my life if I do not make a change. The first thing I want to address with you, because it's probably the most important, is if we find ourselves in that cycle of I'm too busy, but I'm just a victim of it. There's nothing I can do about it. Like my business has just overrun me and I just have to be there for these clients and I just have to do this for my employees and all of that. If that's where you're at, the very first thing you have to address, nothing is going to fix that except you addressing, I am believing a lie or two or three, but there are certain lies I must be believing to have become the victim in my story. And so for me, mine was very simple, and it was like the core thing. And that was my fulfillment and my worth as a person comes from the validation of the people around me that I respect. So that was like, it's so funny in business ownership, you're supposed to be driven by certain things, right? Like capitalism, we think, oh, we're driven by the bottom line, which, is true on some level. But then there's others of us who are driven by a more sort of mission-oriented vibe. And so it just is, there's different things, right, that are supposed to drive us as business leaders and business owners. For me, it's like almost comical looking back that it was like the thing that was driving me was client gratification, like clients being happy with my performance. That was my main driver. I had to really recognize that, own that, and kind of analyze where that came from as someone who grew up, in a less than functional family and firstborn, took on the firstborn persona and all of those things. I had to I had to figure out, okay, this is what I'm doing. Why am I doing it? And that was step one of starting to crawl out of the hole of being too busy. And here's the problem. If we don't stop and take the time to realize the issues that we're facing, we can never get free of them on a deeper level. Like maybe you kind of are like, I don't want to be this busy, and you carve out afternoons on Fridays to relax or something. But that's not addressing the fact that your mind feels like I'm always behind, it's never enough. So we've got to address the lies. We've got to address why, how did we get here? What am I just believing and adhering to that I've created from a story in my life that is persistent? And then once you stop and do that, there's other steps you can take to make the change. It does not happen overnight. But I just want to share a little bit about my story and help emphasize to you, it's not true. If you are a business owner who finds yourself drowning, there are tactical things we can help do with each other to grow out of that. But first we have to realize You have to confront the things that are playing in the tapes that are playing in your head. You have to confront those and be willing to acknowledge there's certain stories I am believing and following that are not true. And we've got to see them in order to break free of them. So I hope this kind of helps, like maybe it resonates with you. And then again, our next videos will dive into more tactical things about what we can do to kind of grow out of that. And again, get to that place of thriving as a business owner, not just surviving. All right, I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the things, but especially comment, because I really need to know if the only reason for this channel to exist is for you to get something out of it and to grow as a business leader. So if you could please leave comments about what you do appreciate, that will help tremendously as we grow this channel. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.